Live from Gahanna, WGLH TV presents Lincoln Live with Natalie Fogel and Robertson Andre. Lincoln Live starts now.
My sister was one of the most fun people I ever had in my life. She was such a fun spirit.
The thing actually I loved the most about him is he was an amazing father.
She was an addict for quite a while. When she was 21, she actually got pregnant with my nephew, which inspired her to try to get clean. Unfortunately, she couldn't get clean through like a rehab or like a treatment center. She went to a methadone clinic.
There were certain members of my family and friends of his who were poor influences and who told him that addiction is not a disease. They convinced him of that, and they convinced him to leave the treatment center.
But then my dad, he hugged me, and he hadn't held me that tight since I was a little girl. And he told me that my sister overdosed that morning. I remember my mom coming over to me and putting her hand on my shoulder and just saying, "Hey, Michael's gone." And I literally, like something out of a movie, I dropped to my knees and I just cried. And I thought my heart had stopped. Your family loves you. You have people who care about you and who want you here. Please, please, please get help. I watched a man who was a father,
my daddy, and Willie,
a son, a husband, a brother, a good, healthy man become it sounds grotesque, but a body on a table, and that is an image that will stick with me for the rest of my life. And so I have no actors, I have no props, I have no slogan. So if all I can do is help someone else to not meet that same fate and not know what this feels like, then I think I've done my job pretty well.
Good morning, Lincoln. I'm Robertson Andre.
And I'm Natalie Fogel.
First off, thank you to Jaden and Gabby for sharing their personal stories in hopes of helping others.
If you or somebody you know is struggling with an addiction, you can call the number listed at the end of the PSA.
The number again is 1-800-662-4357.
There's also help right here at Lincoln High School. Here's Mrs. Prenovo with more information on how to get help when suffering from a form of addiction.
If you or someone you know is struggling with substance use or potentially addiction, it's important that you reach out for help. Find a trusted adult, whether it's here at school, your school counselor, an administrator, your teacher. We're here to help bridge the gap for you to get you some resources. One, obviously talking with us, we can set you up. We have actually a drug abuse and substance prevention counselor that we can have you talk to, and they can work with you one-on-one. We also have connections with Columbus Springs, which has a youth program that specifically helps teens with addiction. And then of course we always have our crisis lines. A lot of people think the crisis lines are only for self-harm or suicide ideation, but actually it can also be for addiction.
Thanks, Mrs. Prenovo. Hey, Natalie, I really like your short. What's it for?
Oh, I'm just wearing this year's shirt for Spread the Word to End the Word Day.
Okay, all right. Isn't that tomorrow?
It is. Spread the Word is an event we have every year, and the big day is tomorrow.
While this event has been happening every year for the past decade, it's still unknown to some students around the school.
I decided to hang out with the ESS class and get all the information on what Spread the Word is and the importance behind it. Here it is. March is National Disability Awareness Month, where we acknowledge everyone and every ability. Here at Gahanna, we have an event run every year in honor of this, hosted by our Extended Support Services, or ESS class, called Spread the Word to End the Word.
Spread the Word to End the Word is a national campaign that we have since adopted here at the high school because it's really important for us, for individuals to stop using the R word. We do spread the word to recognize that the R word is offensive and can hurt our students. Like sometimes our students won't say that, but when you watch their faces, if they hear someone saying it, especially if they're in the community. Over the years, we've transformed it into more of an inclusive event and focused on how important inclusion is for not only our students, but for all individuals.
On Spread the Word Day, we always wear Spread the Word shirts.
This is the Miss Inclusion.
Even if you've never heard of this event before, it's nothing new. This has been a tradition nationally and locally here in Gahanna for more than 10 years.
We have been doing Spread the Word since the spring of 2010. Our first campaign was just the traditional Spread the Word to End the Word, which is to stop using the R word.
I like the shirt. Better together.
I like better together shirts.
Favorite shirt, no limits.
The goal is to teach students and teachers that what we say impacts others, even if it isn't directed in the way it was said. But does spread the word really help end the word?
I have seen an impact here amongst students as a result of this project. I think that students are saying the R word less and have become far more inclusive. But if they do hear, students and staff do not hesitate to say, hey, let's not use that word.
While the shirts are representing the event all day long, there are other ways that you can celebrate the day. During lunch periods 4th, 5th, and 6th, there will be an event in the cafeteria for all students to come. But what activities will there be?
We will be down in the main gym where we'll have a bunch of fun, different activities going on. And this year we might even have some inflatable carnival games, which would be kind of fun. We also run a bunch of video games that are going to be accessible for everyone to use, even if you're in a wheelchair or you don't have full capability with your hands.
We try to make the event as inclusive as possible and as fun as possible.
I like wheelchair racing.
One more time.
My favorite part is cornhole.
This year we'll have a new cap art, so come on down.
What Jacob said. Make sure to clear your schedules tomorrow so you can spend your day with the ESS kids as well as other students for a bunch of fun. And while it's all meant to be fun, remember the importance of spread the word and that it takes all of us to end the word. This is Natalie Fogel for Lincoln Live.
Thanks, Natalie. If you did purchase a shirt or sweatshirt this year, make sure to wear it tomorrow for the big day. If you didn't, you are still encouraged to come down to the main gym 4th, 5th, and 6th period to play some fun games and get to know other students from around the school. There will be new activities and crafts while also bringing back fan favorite games like wheelchair basketball. The ESS class hopes to see you all there.
Attention all seniors. This is another reminder that if you want your senior picture in the yearbook instead of the regular school picture, you must turn that in to Mr. Wagner before the Friday after spring break. That is Friday, April 8th. You can submit your picture by going to GahannaYearbook.com and clicking on the Submit Senior Picture link, or you can email your picture to yearbook@gjps.org.
It's ready to showcase. That's right, the theater mural right outside the little theater is finally complete. A few community art students have been working very hard on this masterpiece of the different musicals that have been put on at Lincoln throughout the past 40 years. You can stop by and see Mamma Mia, Shrek, and even the latest musical, Newsies, spread across the wall. Our theater teacher, Mrs. Maciosi, got the opportunity to see the unveiling of the mural and all of the history it has behind it. We spoke with Ella Wise and Chase Neese about the mural and some reminders. Here they are.
I did this mural because I really like theater, but I don't do a lot in theater, so I thought this would be a great way to show my appreciation towards it. So we came up with a bunch of different ideas of what this was going to look like. It ended up just being all of the titles and the original playbill. The whole painting process took like 2 months? Painting, yes. Just painting. Yeah. We asked kindly that people don't lean on this wall just because the paint does scratch, and as much as we want it to look nice, we don't want to consistently have to come out and paint.
Thanks, guys. Attention all soccer players. It's time to start looking ahead for next year. There will be a new player and/or parent meeting for the girls' team tonight at 7 p.m. in the cafeteria. The boys' meeting will be tomorrow to introduce a new head coach from 6:30 to 7:30 in the cafeteria as well. If you know anyone who's interested in playing soccer next year, please let them know. Rob, can you speak any languages other than English?
I mean, my family speaks French, but I'm still kind of learning.
Can you prove it?
Oh, je suis content pour être ici avec toi aujourd'hui.
What does that mean?
It means I'm happy to be here with you today. Do you speak any languages?
I'm in Spanish 4, so you can see I guess I speak a little Spanish, but I do want to learn ASL. Oh, hey Allison, don't you take ASL?
Not anymore actually.
That's quite unfortunate. What do you have for us today?
Well, on the topic of languages, the Spanish 4 classes are doing a bunch of research on Spain culture, places and religions, and more. But one main focus is when it comes to Spain is the food, especially Spain's appetizers, or as they would call it, tapas. Students came together to do a bunch of research on a specific tapa where they had to make their own restaurant and serve their specific tapa with the class. It became a fun class where students got to try a bunch of different foods that originated from Spain. Here's Honors Spanish 4 student Rain Slisher with more details on the project.
This is Honors Spanish 4. What we're doing is creating traditional Spanish foods from different regions of Spain. And this is really just kind of like cultural immersion the best we can in Gahanna, Ohio. So yeah, we learned a lot about Spanish culture through food.
Okay, well, that's all we have from you today. Now back to Rob and Natalie at the news desk.
Thanks, Allison.
Well, Lincoln, that's all we have for you today.
See you next time.
Bye.